Okay, so after yesterday's video, I thought it might be a good idea to actually explain how animating textures actually works, because I made that video and it had two animated textures in and then a load of other stuff, and even though the video was marked animated textures, it didn't really have that many animated texture stuff in it, so I suppose that probably annoyed a few people. Um, but obviously this won't make sense if you don't know how to make a texture pack, and I'm not going to go through making a texture pack because it's not what I'm doing in this video. I'm going through making a making animated textures. So obviously I have to know how to make a texture pack first. Um, but actually the process is really simple, and I've got some textures here. Here's the vanilla texture for lava. I think they've changed it a bit, so actually lava and water looks a bit weird in game now. Um, but the basic idea is for any texture that's a block. I don't know about items. I might have to try items, but as far as I know, only compasses and watches work. And they don't really animate. They just do the compass and watch thing that they do. So all it really involves doing is making the texture longer. Um, so for a normal texture, it would be 16 by 16 pixels, for example. But if you wanted to have a texture with 4 frames, then you'd need to uh, increase the canvas size to 64, because 4 times 16 is 64. So that'll give us enough room for 4 frames of animation, and 1 frame of animation lasts 0.1 seconds. However, you can actually make it last longer, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. First, we actually have to make these textures. So, it's kind of simple, really. All it involves doing is something like this, for example, and then let's take this bit here, put it there. So, not not too difficult, really. It's actually quite a simple process. Okay, so I've made some sort of textures. They don't look too great. So this might actually not be going into the texture pack in the end, but it's just an example. Um, if this does work, then yay! And if it also does work, then I might have to probably remove the fire particles from the texture pack, because they kind of interfere with the flame, make it look all weird. Would that make sense? It going from there. I know what I'll do. I'll drag this bit down, like so. Oh, that actually could work. So we've got a thing like this. We want to save it. There we go. Saved. Unfortunately, though, with what we've done now, as I said a minute ago, each of these frames lasts 1/10 of a second. So this will go through an entire animation process in 0.4 seconds, or 2.5 times every second. So that's pretty fast. I probably want about one animation per second. No, actually, we'll have about the animation going about 0.8 seconds. The way we do that, we get a notepad open, and you can actually make the frames not go in the specific order that you've put them in by doing things like this. No, they need to be commas. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, and that'll make it go from the first frame to the second to the third, to the second, to the first, to the second, to the third, to the fourth, and then it'll go back to the first again. What you can also do, I don't know if that, I'm pretty sure that'll work. Another thing you can do, this is the important thing, is if you do this, 1 times 4, that means that the first frame will be will display for 4 times as long as it normally would, so 0.4 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set all these to... No, I don't want them to be 4. They're times 2. 1 times 2, 2 times 2, 3 times 2, 4 times 2. What that should do is make each one last 0.2 seconds. Still be pretty fast, but the whole animation will go on in 0.8 seconds. Okay, this is an important note. I made a mistake. That shouldn't be 1, it should be 0. This should be 1, this should be 2, this should be 3. Okay, and later on in the video that does cause all the textures to kind of go wrong. Okay? Okay? Good. So, the next bit's also quite important. You want to save it inside the same folder as the one with the textures, and you want to give it exactly the same name, and it has to be a txt file. Torch.txt, for example. And now, if I have a look, there's torch there. So, web is what I did earlier. That it's pretty much the same thing. Each frame lasts a second for that one. So, for most items like blocks like torches, it's pretty easy. When you're working with lava and water, it works a little bit differently. Specifically, the lava underscore flow and water underscore flow, so just flowing lava and flowing water, they actually need to be double the width. So you need to place, so both of these files are exactly the same, because the flowing lava texture is the same as this one. For some reason I put them like that. Only this one has got the texture down twice, one on the left, one on the right. I don't actually remember why you have to do this, but you do. As you can see here, they've done it. So what I've got here, some nice water textures, and I'm gonna. They're not quite as, they're too opaque, I think. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a water texture as well. Isn't that gonna be fun? It is. It is gonna be fun. Okay, finished product. I'm hoping this will look decent when. Wait, hang on. Let's get rid of all of this. Hopefully this will look decent in game. I'm making water flow. See, I don't know how this will look because I've just gone between two similar looking textures, so I don't know. Are people going to notice a little change like that every few seconds? Maybe every second, yeah. So I'll have to put that in the txt file. So this one will be saved as water flow. No, it's not in that folder. Water flow PNG. Yep. And now we want to change the width to 16 and save as water. Good. Okay, now we want to reopen Notepad. We want. Okay. So we probably want that again. No, not one. Okay, that should go a second in each frame. The thing is, though, water does a moving thing. I don't know whether it'll make it look like water's not moving, or whether it'll make water look like it's shaking, but we'll see when we get in game. So we can do water underscore flow.txt and just plain old water.txt as well. Okay, so sure we're done with all these textures now, don't say. Hopefully this will look good. So we've we've animated only two textures. We've animated torch and the water and water flow. This might look really weird, so I do apologize if it turns out to be horrible. So obviously this will only work in the new texture pack format, which is something I have not pointed out yet. But obviously texture pack tutorials. I know I said I wasn't going to make a tutorial about texture pack, but obviously the texture pack tutorials, most of them will say do all the stuff in terrain. However, if you look at terrain now, it's kind of not there at all. So obviously that means now we've got a new folder called textures, and you've got blocks and items, and they pretty much speak for themselves. Oh, there's spoilers in there. So we're going to add it to a zip. Going to call it SonicCraft version 4.1 S1, I think is the new one. Yep. Okay. Now we want to go into the app data, texture packs. Yeah, I've got a lot of texture packs. They're all in the wrong format though. And now we're going to go in game. So as you can see, all these texture packs are now incompatible. Let's get this though. They do seem to take a little bit longer to load up now, the texture packs. I don't know whether that's just my computer being slow. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, spoilers. Get me out. Okay, you're not allowed to see that. I've given you all you can see of that. Okay, let's have a look. Not doing anything. Barely see through it. I don't know, I think it actually looks alright. It just needs some sort of animation. I don't know. Okay, I think actually, I do think that looks alright. It just needs to be less opaque and needs to have some sort of animation. Yeah, the water just doesn't move. That's alright though. I can sort that out. Making them move is a kind of complicated process. Kind of. Yeah, that's a bit weird and kind of creepy that it just standing still. It looks alright though. I have to say, it does look alright. Just way too opaque perhaps, but I don't even know if it's too opaque in fact. Well, yeah it is. You can't see in the water, and if you can't see in the water, Then you can't see the chests in the water, like this chest over here, which everyone knows is here. Yeah, you can't see it. So I need to make it less opaque. Means retexturing the whole thing again. Don't know why I opened that. Didn't need to show that. Okay, I also did torch texture. Let's have a look. Oh, it's horrible. Oh god, they're like dancing torches. Yeah. Okay, what we've learned from this is that if you're doing a texture like this, the more frames the better, really, because that's horrible. I'll work on that. Oh, how's this doing now? Oh yeah, flowing lava appears to have returned to normal. I don't know what was going on yesterday though with this lava. It seems to be going backwards and forwards really weirdly. Not sure why. Does flowing lava do that? Because I've got some flowing lava down here. No, it just keeps going one way. Well, that's a bit odd. So, so what we've learned is that maybe they need to have more frames, and they actually need to be told how to move as well. There were 2 frames for you. Why did you not move at all? You had 2 different textures. So yeah, there might be something wrong with the TXT file. Maybe I wrote the TXT file wrong, and now that's why it's not moving. That's a good point. I'm going to check the TXT file. Let's try this again, shall we? I fixed the TXT files. Maybe. Okay, that is actually really nice. I do like that. Perhaps less opaque, but and slower textures once every 2 seconds, maybe. I may have accidentally not fixed the flowing water because it doesn't. It's still not changing. Yeah. Torches, are you looking a bit better now? It's way too fast though, isn't it? I I will make them have more. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna sort them out. I'm gonna sort the water out, and then I'm gonna do a playthrough of SonicCraft in its current state. Preview some of its features. Yay! I don't know why I spoke like that, but this video is kind of turned from a texture video to a SonicCraft video. So, yeah. So I hope this tutorial helped a bit. It might have been really not helpful at all. But I hope it did, and if it did, please leave a like. If it didn't, tell me what went wrong, because this is actually, I don't actually do tutorials or anything, so it's the first time I've done something like this. So yeah, as I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.